with that result. And you stressed actually before the match the importance for players to win that opening game of the season. They'll be feeling pretty relieved after that, I'm sure.
100%, and that'll be a marker. They'll be looking at games and fixtures over the weekend and thinking, how do we put a marker down? And 4-0 is very convincing. And they'll be looking at teams, obviously, above them before the game, but they'll be looking at Liverpool thinking, how do we stay above Liverpool every week? And that's how detailed it will be. It won't be a case of it's the first game of the season, there's so many games to play. It'll be like, no, we need to play and make sure we're above Liverpool every week, because they're our biggest
Which, by the way, has happened because they're now top of the table. I know we can't read into the table too much, but they are top as things stand because they have the biggest win of this weekend. Reijnders, he ran the show. And I thought it was meant to take time for new signings to settle in, but he just looked so comfortable.
Yeah, he's definitely a player, someone that they've needed in that position and wanted, obviously losing the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. But he looked comfortable. He got a few messages early on in the league that no matter how good a player you are, you're going to get hit, they're going to take the ball off you. This was all in the first 30 minutes. Receiving with the back to goal, Wolves players up and at him, and he would have felt that aggressivity from Wolves. But it didn't affect him. He was more than happy to take it with his back to goal, turning, and this first goal. Joel, the way he kind of can't make his mind up and then decides to go through.
But I think the Wolves players made his mind up, and you're giving him space thinking he just wants to pass it because he's looking for a pass. But no, he wants to dictate the play in any way possible, whether it's dribbling with the ball, running off the ball. And this is, for me, is one of the most impressive factors of his game. The fact that he was willing to run and show legs and strength and desire to get in there. And I don't think anyone's ever going to question a Dutch player's technical ability. But if you give him that space, his ability to run here and then continue the run, recognise the space in there, and Joe, like you said, a great pass from him.
Oh, but the awareness there, I'm looking for him. I've watched that clip 3 or 4 times. He never once locks eyes with Haaland. And Joel, you've informed me because I'm a goalkeeper. He's seen that he's not in the middle, and he knows exactly where Erling Haaland's going to be. And there you have 3-0, game over. And
he had the most touches, third most touches in the game, should I say. And there you go. That tells you he was absolutely everywhere, not just in the first half, in the second half as well.
But a lot of them, he didn't waste any touches. He was very effective in his play. Like I said, he was willing to run forward off the ball and receive it on the back foot in tight areas. So all round, a very, very solid debut.
And also, I think for debutants, for those playing in the Premier League for the very first time, it's important for their confidence as well to get off to a start like that. He's just going to be so delighted.
Yeah, you saw the smile on his face. He's an experienced player, you know, getting paid a lot of money, being bought for a lot of money, but nothing beats that feeling of arriving. He's arrived at Manchester City today. He is important in their team, in their title charge. And he fully deserves all the accolades he's going to get. But Tottenham next week, see if you can do it again.
Absolutely. And I know, of course, with Kevin De Bruyne's departure, there is expectation now on that midfield to really step up as well. So there's pressure in that respect.
100%. And that's like we said before the game, top players want that responsibility, want that pressure. And he'll thrive on that. And whether it's as an 8, as a 10 or as a 6, he has the ability to impact the game.
Important for Haaland as well to score a couple of goals. I mean, he had a decent season last time out, but maybe not by his own standards. But for him to score a couple in this opening game was important for him.
Well, he's now in that bracket of he is that good that he's only a conversation when he doesn't score. Because people are just taking for granted. He scored 2 on the opening game of the season when Manchester City needed their players to step up. Right place, right time, Rico Lewis. Again, not in that position for the second goal. Reijnders knew where he was. Those goals are so important, and you cannot take that for granted. It's just massive in a team that he steps onto that ball, smashes it in the bottom corner. Wolves started all right in the second half, had a few chances, and this is the third goal, just to kind of put the tie to bed. Great start to the season for him. Delighted. What a top player.
What a statement from City as well.
Definitely. A massive statement from them, from him. But like Joe said, you need players that are just there for the big moments, and he's definitely one of them. And there'll be more moments like that throughout the season that he just impacts the game with goals.
Interested to know what you thought of Ait Nouri as well, because we haven't mentioned him, but did he have much to really do in this game, do you think?
So we had eyes on him early doors because we weren't quite sure that flow was going on. The right-hand side of City was really fluid. John Stones, Rico Lewis, Oscar Bob, all interchanging. But he looked like he was given a more specific defensive position, and he wasn't quite linking with Doku as well as the right-hand side. But I think, look, from a solid point of view, really, really pleasing debut, part of a winning team. He fitted in all right.
OK, well, we are...
Pep, well done. You said to us before the game you would know and we would know a lot more about your team and its new signings. What has that performance told us?
First half good, second no. So it's normal in this season because we didn't games, but the attitude and many things was good. But second half we punished them in transition, but they were better in certain moments second half. But it's good to improve. It's good to improve winning 0-4.
We talked a lot about the new signings you brought in. How impressed were you today, particularly by those signings that came in, particularly Tijjani?
No, all of them. The new ones. Tijjani is an exceptional player, one of the best players in the Serie A. They have a rhythm unbelievable, and yeah, many things have been good. I would say for the first game, you never know. We didn't play much friendly games, in pre-season, but in many things it was good. Especially in the second half, we dropped too much, but maybe it's normal at the beginning of the season.
When you bring in new signings, then they have an instant impact. Cherki comes on from the bench and scores as well. James Trafford in goal, at Nouri as well, and they have an impact almost immediately. What is that telling you, and how satisfying is it as a coach?
Yeah, it was a lot of players like James, like Ryan Nouri, like Tijjani, like of course Nico Gonzalez started a little bit last season, but not much, and of course Oscar Bob was injured all season last season and played really good today. So yeah, there are. The new players come, and yeah, we have bigger squad. We'll see what happens, because we have to reduce the squad, because it will be difficult to sustain the vibe of the team when many important players or many players don't play. But yeah, Start is a good result, no more than that. Last season Start against Chelsea, first game 0-2, and look what happened later. So be patient and improve. Many things are still going to better, but in general was good.
That was interesting, wasn't it? I mean, you called it. He wasn't quite happy with the second half, even though it was a 4-0 win. And then he also mentioned about the squad being too big. Your thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not surprised. And there's no acting. He really does mean business. He always does. There's no getting away from that. But I think this year, he's hurt by what happened. I think he's hurt by how the players performed, how maybe he performed, his staff. And he really wants to put it right. He's putting a lot of pressure on his team. He's putting a lot of pressure on himself. A 4-0 win is good. He expected to win.
Yeah.
He's rolling on to the next one, and he's got other things to deal with. There's a transfer window still open, things coming in, things coming out. It's a lot on his mind.
But this is arguably why he is the best manager in the world. There's no manager out there that's better than him, so you can't argue with what he says, can you? Cherki, he came on, 7 minutes later, he scored.
Yeah.
Not a bad debut.
Not bad at all. You expect him to have an impact, and he's probably the worst type of player you want to see as an opposition player coming on when it's 3-0. Flicks, tricks, not necessarily just showboating, just trying to create opportunities, and to score this on his supposedly weak foot is crazy. He had a few flicks before this that were successful, and as I said, I think he'll probably be the longest one to adapt out of the three outfield new signings, but given space, he'll create moments of brilliance.
A player that we'll enjoy watching for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely going to add that sparkle. Manchester City, they can be, when they're at their best, they can be quite regimented. You can kind of predict the patterns. They do it brilliantly. And like we all do, we get kind of a little bit bored of seeing brilliance. But Cherki will just be that little spark that brings into games and sets things off. There'll be a little bit of a temper in there, and he'll be able to score some unbelievable goals. Well,
Cherki did well, didn't he? But Tijjani Reijnders, he stole the show, didn't he? Let's hear from him now.
Tijjani, well done. His Manchester City debuts go. Does it get any better than that?
No, it's a great start. Very happy with assist and a goal, and a very good win. That's first of all. It's a great start, and we have to keep going now.
You must think this Premier League life is easy.
No, yeah, I saw the intensity, and it's pretty hard, but it's nice to play in the Premier League, the biggest league, of course, and to score in my debut is always nice.
And a lovely goal as well, an important one to give you that 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, exactly. They put good pressure on us, and I think that gave us more air to breathe and to play more our game. And after all, a good win.
And to play with someone like Erling Haaland as well. I mean, he was delighted with your assist as well. I mean, to have him in front of you in a team. Yeah,
of course. He's always a target you can reach, and he's always ready to score a goal, and now as well. I got a cutback, and when I saw him shooting, I knew it was a goal.
Definitely must be a special feeling to play with the likes of Erling Haaland. Yeah, especially a player like him. Joleon was explaining to me again with that pass. He knows where to put the ball, so he can. Players like that, and when you're surrounded by players who aren't on your level,
he can actually make himself look a bit silly because he puts the balls into areas where people should be, and when they're not there, people will question why is he doing that. But he's around players who are going to be in the right place at the right time, and that was a great example, that third goal.
I think what's quite scary as well is that Pep Guardiola has made every single player that's walked into that dressing room better. He's improved them in some shape or form. And Tijjani Reijnders, I mean, what kind of a player could he be under Pep's management for a while?
Outstanding. I think he could go down as one of his best signings, and again, that's a big statement. But I think if he maintains a level of consistency, and it's hard, it's going to be a tough ask. He's played 90 minutes, but shown great composure, technical ability, and he'll just flourish. I think his confidence will get better. His understanding with his teammates will get better, and that'll just impact on the performances and the results.
And it's going to be a different sort of test in the weeks to come because, of course, they've played Wolves now, but then it's Spurs up next, followed by Brighton, Manchester United and Arsenal. There are no easy games on that list.
Look, Wolves away is not easy first game of the season when you're a little bit unsure. Pep Guardiola, he alluded to it. They've been in training for maybe 2-3 weeks because of their broken pre-season. They've had one competitive friendly against Palermo, so today they would have been quite sure what's going on. They've shown that they mean business, but the Premier League, you don't get to breathe. You have to focus. You have to win, lose or draw, analyse and move forward.
As for Wolves, it's been a tough start. It never is easy playing the likes of Manchester City. But I remember last season, I think they played 7 of the eventual top 8 in the opening few games. So it wasn't an easy start. I think they have a more favourable fixture list after this. Yeah,
they'll look at games and target ones they hopefully can get more points out of. This wouldn't have been the game they would have looked at and said, well, we need to win this. Their season won't determine on how they perform and how they result against Man City, Liverpool, the so-called top teams. It'll be the next week's game against Bournemouth. They're the ones that we're looking at thinking we need to get something out of that. And it's going to be difficult. Both teams conceded 4 goals this weekend, so that normally leads to a very more contagious, tight performance from both managers and both teams, but it is vitally important that you don't get heavily beat again.
What do you think the expectation is on Wolves this season?
To be there at the end of the season.
Just to stay in the Premier League.
I think right now, yes.
Can they better that?
Yeah, they can, but I don't think they better that. I don't think they changed their objective after one game. I think their objective would have been to stay in the league, like Joe said, and then as the season develops, you go, OK, now where can we finish? I think it was similar for Nottingham Forest last year. I think all of a sudden they recognised we're going to stay in the league. Yeah. Now we push for Europe. What's the next challenge? What's the next objective? And for teams like Wolves, I don't think they get carried away with a defeat or a victory so early in the season.
As for City, it was a brilliant start to the Premier League for them. And, you know, after the disappointment of last season, they'll be pleased with that. Well, it's been a pleasure having your company. Enjoy the birthday celebrations. Thank you for sharing your special day with us. Thank you, Joe Hart, to you as well. So City begin the new season with a statement win. The Premier League is back.